Well, hello everybody. It is 8:01 and I am live. I am actually pretty much on time this morning, which is very exciting. And I'm just so thrilled to have you here. And even since yesterday, I've had new insights, new inspiration, and I've even renamed this presentation today. So I'm really looking forward to sharing this with you today. I am just going to wait until a few more people arrive. I'm just going to give them a couple more minutes. Now, in the meantime, what I suggest you do in order to really engage with this, if you want to ask questions, then I've decided, because the chat isn't working on the side of the page, unfortunately, you can certainly send your questions in via the question box on the right hand side. But what I have decided to do is to interact with you personally, is to actually interact with you on my Pitbull Mindset Facebook page. So if you go to facebook.com/Pitbull Mindset, or you can just go to Facebook and search Pitbull Mindset, and like the page, and then start interacting on the page. If you have questions, I will stop every now and again during the presentation and check my Facebook page. So that way you can interact with me, interact directly with me, and with anybody else who wants to interact on this webinar. So I'll just put a quick post on the Facebook page. If you have questions, please post them here. Or just say hi. You go. You can go and say hi on the Facebook page. So I did have a little bit of a freak out yesterday. So what happened was the presentation wasn't working all that well, and I was 30 minutes late because the application had changed. And anyway, it all a bit went to poo in the beginning, to be honest, and I was very frazzled by the time I got onto the presentation. So today I am much more present, and I've had some real inspiration on what to share with you. And I've actually changed the name of the presentation to Activate the Force of Abundance in 2017. My intention for today is to actually activate the force of abundance within you. There is a force that runs through us all. It is a universal force. And when you, if you focus on seeing abundance as a force within your life that you can control, that you have complete command of, then it changes the whole game. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on today. Now, just give me 30 seconds. I will be back in 30 seconds. Don't go away. I just want to check on something before we get started. And then, being 5 past the hour, we will get rocking and rolling with this presentation. Hold on 2 secs. Okay, so we are good to go. Now I'm going to just stop sharing my screen for a sec and say, hi everyone. So pleased to have you here. And for those who are on the live call, welcome. I'm really pleased to have you here. For those who are watching the replay, I look forward to hearing your feedback from the replay. And what I would like you to do is set a strong intention for today to transform your abundance mindset, because that's what I plan on facilitating today, that is my intention, is to transform your abundance mindset today and to activate the force of abundance within you. So what I want you to do is, you should be, if you're in my tribe, you will be familiar with EFT tapping. So I want you to tap for the entire 60, possibly 90 minutes of this presentation, probably more like 90 minutes because I tend to always go over time. So I hope you have 90 minutes free today. So EFT tapping, these are the points that I am tapping on. So it is top of the head, inside of the eye, outside of the eye, under the eye. This is for the people who may not be familiar with EFT tapping. Under the nose, chin, collarbone. Don't freak out if you don't know the points. Just follow along. Under the arm, and then back to the top of the head. Now, the other thing that you can do is, if you get tired of doing this for 90 minutes, you can actually just tap on, see the sides of the fingers with your thumb on beside the cuticle of your fingers there. You can just tap on those points there, and that will certainly have a similar effect. And with EFT, even if you're not focusing on something in particular, like generally with EFT, you have a focal point. So you, excuse me, so it's a physical pain, an emotional feeling, it's some point of trauma in your life, it's maybe whatever it is, there's normally a target. But even if you're tapping without a target, you're actually toning the energy system of the body. It is such an incredible process. So what I want you to do is tap however you tap throughout this presentation to get the most out of it. By the end of the presentation, we're going to do some incredible activation for you to really get you on point for 2017. So I'm going to go back to my screen now. So bye for now. And there we go. Okay, so here we go, everybody. As I said, set a powerful intention for transformation today. What we are going to cover is how success and abundance can be easy. Human beings tend to make things way more difficult than they need to be. It's kind of part of the fun, to be honest with you. How to get life, but it doesn't have to be hard. So I'm going to show you how to make it easy. How to live life in the zone. When you are in the zone, gosh, it's just this magical space that everything is in flow. What's keeping you from having more abundance? What is stopping you? If you're actively engaging the law of attraction, what is actually stopping you from attracting more abundance in your life? We're going to be doing some specific EFT sequences for abundance and more. I will go through with you in detail the 3 simple steps to create more abundance and success in your life. I will share with you 3 opportunities. I only got around to 2 yesterday, but there's 3 opportunities, 1 free one that I will share with you. If you're not a part of the Tapping into Abundance Masterclass, then I will share that with you to take advantage of that, because it is really making a powerful difference in people's lives. So you'll get that toward the end of the presentation, but stick around to the end, even if you're not interested in moving on any further with me, because right at the end is when I'm going to do the sound healing to actually activate the force of abundance within you. So this entire presentation is setting you up to activate for the activation, the sound healing activation at the end of this presentation. So you do not want to miss that. If you do have to head off, if I'm babbling on for too long and you need to head off, then I will send out the recordings of this presentation later today. So these are the points, the tapping points that I just took you through. And if you're not familiar with it, as I said, the Tapping into Abundance Masterclass, I share a video where I teach you this very, very simple technique. It is extremely powerful, and you want to use this as much as you possibly can in your life. So success and abundance can be easy. So this is where the rubber meets the road. So we are notorious, human beings are notorious for making things exceptionally difficult. We complicate everything. This life does not have to be as hard as we make it. We make it stressful. We turn our lives into this procession of how busy we can be. The busier we are, we think we're winning the game. The busiest person wins. The busiest person is the most important. But, you know, success and abundance can actually be a lot easier than we're making it. And the way to do that is to simply release resistance. So what is resistance? Bless you, dear little boy. That's my dog sneezing. So what is resistance? Resistance is the fears, the doubts, the belief systems, the conditioning, the paradigms that you have adopted that are telling you that it's not safe, that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve it, that you might have fear of success or fear of failure or fear of change or fear of loss. You might have all these trapped emotions. Most of us are a walking bundle of trapped emotions, and they dictate our lives. They actually dictate our belief systems, and these trapped emotions dictate our behaviors, which dictate our results. And when you stop resisting, when you release all that resistance, all the fear, all the doubt, all the belief systems, all the self-esteem issues, all the self-confidence problems, when you release all of that and you just start allowing, Abraham Hicks calls it the art of allowing. When you start allowing, that's when magical forces come into play. That's when you get in flow and everything just starts to work. And we have this concept, it's a very left brain approach to success. And the left brain is the logical side of the brain. And it's also a male-dominated approach. Now, men are ready for a whole new approach to achieving success and abundance in their lives, rather than the dog-eat-dog, competitive, push through, achieve at all costs kind of attitude that we have had, that is all about working long hours and sacrificing so much of our personal lives to achieve what, at the end of the day, for so many people, they end up climbing this ladder to success only to find that when they're at the top, that it was against the wrong wall. They end up, there are so many CEOs and people out there. Do you realize that over 40% of high achievers, of people in top executive roles, are depressed? So they've got the money, they've got the car, they've got the lifestyle, and they're depressed. What is that? It's because they're not taking a whole brain approach. So they're not enlisting the right brain, the creativity, the inspiration, and bringing their whole selves to the equation. It is time to change this old paradigm of success and bring a whole brain approach and bring all of us to the equation, so we can get the girl or get the guy, we can have the family that we want, we can live the lifestyle that we want, we can have the income that we want, we can have the health that we want, so we can literally have it all. Because if you're just if you've just got a one-dimensional vision of success, then you're bound to end up unsatisfied and really fit. When you get to where you're going, go, what was that about? What's the point? I've worked my ass off. I'm tired. I'm stressed. I'm anxious. I've sacrificed my health. My relationship isn't great because I've spent so much time working. What for? What the hell for? It's time to really stop chasing that particular model of success. So when we stop resisting and start allowing and using our whole brain, we bring our inspiration, our creativity, we throw all of us into the equation. And that is what brings us fulfillment, satisfaction, joy, peace, abundance, love, and everything that you can imagine. This life is delicious. This life is so delicious. And we are not allowing ourselves to experience it to the fullest possible potential that it has for us. I believe when we came in with the we didn't come in going, well, I just have to struggle through the next 40, 50, 60, 80, 90 years to get to the end so I can go home again. And that's what most people are doing. Every single day, they're just struggling to get to the end of it and to not allow the forces that are driving them to overrun them. The external forces of competition and that society, the expectations of society, they're allowing these to run their lives. And I'm not sure if you can resonate with this, but it's overrunning people. And every day, people, all they do is struggle to get to the end of the day without those forces running right over the top of them. And they're running out of puff and they're exhausted. Most of the humanity in the Western world is just exhausted. Even in Asia now, because it's followed the Western model now, is they're all overworked, they're exhausted, and what the hell for? What is this about? I'm going to throw something in here about my story last year, in that in 2015, in about June, July, I totally hit a wall. And I just threw my hands in the air and I went, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing this for. I was building a business that had become stagnant. It wasn't going anywhere. No matter what I did, it wasn't moving forward. I was working really hard. I was focused on it not 24/7 because I do sleep, but every waking minute of the day, all I could think about was how to drive this business forward. And it was burning me out. And at one point I just hit a wall and I went, I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. What's it all about? What is it all about? And I stopped. I sent a message to my coach, my business coach, and I said, I'm done. I'm out. I actually said I'm going back to a job. Now, he knew that was never going to happen because I wouldn't last very long in a job. I'm not a job kind of gal. But I used to have a job and yeah, just didn't work for me at all. So, but I sat for weeks going, what's the point? What is the point of all of this? What's the point of life? What's the point in striving? What's the point of pushing myself every day? And I came back to connection. I came back to the whole point of this journey is connection. Connecting with our environment, connecting with the people around us, connecting deeply with ourselves, with our true selves, with reconnecting with the power of who we truly are, with the force from which we came, the source from which we came. Once you re-establish that connection, well, the connection's there, but once you nurture that connection and you start connecting with your environment, with your people, with the people around you in a deep and meaningful way, this life takes on a whole new meaning. So after that sort of two and a half month sabbatical, I reinvented myself. I rebranded my business, and I have never been so fulfilled, so inspired. Everything is expanding so quickly for me. Things are falling into place. I really am living life to the fullest and absolutely loving it. So it's about stopping resisting. So letting go of the fear, the doubt, all the programming, and start allowing. Once you start allowing and you get in flow, everything starts to work so much better. And this little inspiration has come from my husband. Bought me a jigsaw puzzle for Christmas, and he knows how much I love jigsaw puzzles. They drive me insane, of course, because there's 1,000 pieces in this jigsaw puzzle, but I can see so many similarities to life in general to a jigsaw puzzle. And I believe when we come in, the puzzle is complete. All the pieces are there. We can see the whole picture as it is. Now, as we move through life, and I hope you're continuing to tap. If you've turned up a little late, then just remember to keep tapping on either your fingers or the points, the EFT tapping points, to really get the most out of this. Just a gentle reminder. So life is a jigsaw puzzle. And I noticed with the jigsaw puzzle that As I said, we come in with it all whole and complete. As we get exposed to our environment and the conditioning and the belief systems, we take on the belief systems from what we're exposed to, our environment, from what we experience, and we have tens of thousands of belief systems that are running the show. And that's where the jigsaw puzzle gets all broken up into little tiny pieces. All the pieces are still there. Our job is, once it's broken up, our job is to put it back together. Now, as I'm putting my jigsaw puzzle together, my literal jigsaw puzzle, I'm noticing that there's a system to putting together a jigsaw puzzle. If I just dump all the pieces in the middle of the table and start trying to put them together haphazardly, it's never going to work. What I did first was I pulled out all the edge pieces and I put all the edge pieces together so I have a framework, something to work within. And then I have my vision in front of me, so you have your vision, and then I look for pieces that fit in around those edge pieces. I take pieces of similar colors to what's in the different parts of the puzzle, and I put them in those areas around the edges, and I start just trying different pieces in different areas, and this one doesn't fit, and this one doesn't fit, and this one doesn't fit. Oh, I found one that fits, yay! And I have a little celebration. Really important when you put a piece in place that is right, that you have a little celebration. Otherwise, what we do is, oh yeah, that one, next one, that one, next one, that one, next one. Where's the fulfillment and the appreciation and the joy? I can get frustrated that I've got 1,000 pieces when I open the box that aren't in place, and I can stand there and stamp my feet and go, why isn't my jigsaw puzzle already done for me? Why is it all in these little pieces? And I can get frustrated when I'm trying to put it together and there's half an hour's gone past and I haven't put a single piece in the right place, going, why isn't it working for me? Or I can do what a jigsaw puzzle is meant to do, and I can just enjoy putting the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle in place. I can enjoy the process of finding the right piece and the feeling that I get when I put one piece out of 1,000 in the right place, and appreciate how that jigsaw puzzle, the vision and the picture is coming to fruition right before my eyes. I also notice that I have a terrible habit. It is a terrible habit of jumping from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. It has been my biggest sabotage in my business and in my life, because I get bored. So 5 minutes goes by, I haven't found a piece for that particular place. So I move on to another place and another place, and I move on to another place, the jigsaw puzzle. Really inefficient way to do a jigsaw puzzle. When I sit for half an hour, an hour and a half, and I focus on one place, it's like my subconscious is working it all out. I'm seeing the pieces, and I get faster and faster at finding where those pieces fit as my mind gets more accustomed and my subconscious gets more accustomed to that part of the puzzle. So it's really important that we focus on one particular area of the puzzle and we get that right before we move on to the next piece. And just know, intuitively know and trust that all the pieces are there. Every single piece of the puzzle that we need to create our vision, to create the picture that we have for our life is there. All we need to do is slowly and gently, and while we're appreciating putting the puzzle together, is take each piece and put it into place. As we find the place that it fits, put it into place. And then take the next piece and put it into place. And this is what life is like. It is a puzzle. Just appreciate the puzzle. They say appreciate the journey. Appreciate the puzzle. And see it unfold before you. And you don't know how it's all going to work out. You don't know how all those pieces fit together, but trust that the universe is guiding you. And even though it doesn't look like it's coming together, you can only see a very, very small part of the actual puzzle. You can see 98%, you can see 2% of what's really going on. When 98%, when you trust and allow and let go, underneath the surface of the water, like the iceberg, 98% of what's really going on, you can't even see it. The universe is orchestrating everything for you. Trust and allow. While you're still tapping, I want you to say, I choose to trust and allow. Move to the next tapping point. I choose to relax and allow. And the next tapping point, I choose to trust and allow. I'm ready to release all the resistance and trust and allow. Keep moving through the tapping points. I choose to release resistance and trust and allow. I'm releasing all resistance now. I know all the pieces of the puzzle are there. I'm relaxing and allowing. I choose to trust and allow. I'm appreciating every piece of the puzzle as it gets into place. I trust that the universe is on my side, guiding me, lifting me up. The universe is with me every step of the way. All I need to do is relax and allow. I choose to relax and allow. Letting go of all resistance. Letting go of all fears and doubts. Letting go of all belief systems that are blocking me. Relaxing and allowing. Just relaxing and letting it unfold. Putting each piece of the puzzle into place as I journey through life. Okay, deep breath, keep tapping. So can you see the similarities of a jigsaw puzzle to life? And if you see your life that way and you just appreciate that you are putting each piece in place and you've put a large part of your puzzle together already. Trust that. Know that it is coming together. And just look for the next piece. And live life in the zone. When you are living in the zone, gosh, this is such a magical way to live life. It is being in flow. It is what Abraham Hicks calls the vortex. I like to call it the zone because that just kind of resonates with me a bit more, with living life in the zone. It's like the sweet spot. And the sweet spot is this really small target on that, like you can see on that that target wheel there that little figure is standing on. It's this very small sweet spot. When you are in the zone, people and events and situations just show up to move you forward in your life. When you are outside of the zone, that is when you experience frustration, anxiety, stress, fear. When you are in the zone, you don't feel the fear and the stress and the anxiety. Challenges show up, but you just know that you have every piece of the puzzle available to you. All you need to do is find the solution to that challenge. It's being solution focused instead of being problem focused. And it's trusting, it's having the confidence in yourself to know that no matter what challenge shows up, you've got this. And knowing that there is no challenge that is bigger than you. There is no problem that is ever bigger than you. That is not the way the universe works. You are bigger than anything that the universe can throw at you. It's just finding the solution and being responsive to life rather than being reactive. Most people go through life being reactive. That is what road rage is. That is what just flashes of anger are. That is what being pissed off at our partners is. In a flash, we are triggered and we end up being reactive instead of being responsive. And most people move through life just reacting to what things throw at them, not standing back and looking at any situation that arises and going, how can I respond to this in an emotionally and mentally intelligent way that will help me to achieve the best outcome from this situation? Even when, excuse me for swearing, but even when it looks like the shit is just hitting the fan, how can you stand back and take a holistic view, a whole mind approach to any situation and go, okay, so this doesn't look ideal right now. This is not what I anticipated and not what I had hoped for, but I choose to know that this is perfect, even though it looks like crap. I choose to know that this is perfect, and I am determined to find the best possible solution to the problem that I'm facing right now, or the challenge that I'm facing right now. Because I know I have it within me to create an incredible outcome from what looks like a crappy situation. Your outcomes will be determined. The quality of your outcomes will be determined by the quality of the mindset that you bring to the situation. So this is really important, and that is when you're living life in the zone. It's a magical way to live life. It is peace, it is compassion, it is love, it is trust, it's being one with everything and knowing that you've got it. You have been sowing the seeds to achieve what you want all your life. And what happens for so many people is they're sowing the seeds, but then they're not seeing the plant emerge, and they panic and they dig the seed up and go, why aren't you germinating? And they keep digging the seeds up. You've got to plant the seeds, and then you've got to water the seeds, nurture the seeds until you see little tiny green shoots emerge. And then this is not Jack and the Beanstalk, guys. This is not plant the seed, everything explodes. This is planting the seed and nurturing it. Now, if you're not digging the seeds up all the time, and you are trusting and allowing, you are in the zone, then your seeds will germinate and they will flourish and they will grow, and you will see them emerging just like the puzzle, and you will continue to nurture, you will continue to feed and those seeds and give them the best possible nourishment that you can for them to thrive. This is your life I'm talking about. And you have been sowing these seeds all your life. It is time to reap. Start to reap what you have sown. So everything that you have done, even though you feel like you haven't accomplished much, if you feel that way, even though you feel like you might have been climbing the wrong ladder, everything that you have done till now, you have been sowing little seeds to become the person that you need to be to achieve what you want. This is critically important for you to see this, that no effort or energy that you have put into anything has been wasted. Even if you went off the rails for a while, and you know that Dr. Wayne Dyer used to have a drug addiction when in his younger years. He was seriously depressed. He was way off the rails. But it was those experiences that helped him become the person who led millions and millions of people into a deeper sense of their own consciousness, into knowing who they are. Even when he went off the rails, he was never off the path. You can never be off the path. Never, ever can you be off the path. So it's really important that you acknowledge that everything that you have done so far has made you the person that you are today. And you have been sowing the seeds of your eventual success in whatever you want to achieve in life. And stop looking at your life as now, you may or may not, but I looked at my life a year ago and went, what have I done? I felt like a big fat failure, to be honest with you. And I was not evaluating the successes in my life with the seeds that I had sown and the people's lives that I had impacted. So look at the small successes in your life and expand them, acknowledge them, appreciate them as larger successes and just stepping stones along the way to becoming the person you need to be, to achieve much bigger things in your life. And the power of intention, this is so, so important. So the story that I tell about my life is that throughout the last, when I left corporate, 12 years ago, I was so unfulfilled and so unsatisfied. I just knew there was something bigger for me. And even when I was in the opera world, and look, I never really made it as an opera singer. I did sing to large audiences at times, and I did big performances, but I never really made an impact in the opera world. But my intention whenever I was on stage was just to touch people's hearts. And not to necessarily be the greatest opera singer of all time, just with each and every performance was to just touch people's hearts. And if I could do that, if I could help them to feel some deep sense of emotion, whether it be joy or sadness, then I had done my job. I had lived up to the beautiful art form that I was there to expose them to. And they were there to appreciate the art form that can touch so many people's hearts. So that was my intention when I was singing opera. Now, when I moved into personal development, my intention, I have a grand intention of impacting the lives of tens of hundreds of thousands of people, even millions of people around the world. And I don't know how that's going to unfold. But already I have impacted the lives of thousands of people through my YouTube channel, through my podcasts. And that is expanding all the time. Situations and people and events are turning up all the time to help me expand that impact. And in particular, just in the last few months of this year, something incredible has happened in a really roundabout way. I managed to be in touch with a small group of people who meditate at a particular time every single week. This is one of the best parts of my week, is sitting in on this meditation. It is a global healing call. And what we do is we have a facilitator who actually brings in universal source and universal energy, healing energy from the higher realms, and we channel that energy out to the rest of the world to facilitate powerful healing and the bringing of consciousness to the world. And that is what I'm here to do, is to bring consciousness to you, to as many people as I possibly can on the planet. And that is always my intention, to help you to achieve abundance and success in your lives, yes, but the deeper intention is to help you to achieve an increased sense of consciousness and awareness of who you truly are, your true power. So in becoming involved in this meditation group that I sit with every week, and we meditate for an hour a week, sending out this powerful energy, we have started just in the last couple of weeks to turn that focus inward, because now the information that is coming through is that they want us to be a pillar of light, for the rest of the world. And that doesn't mean that I'm out there as a pillar of light and everybody can see me. That just means that they are working to elevate our level of consciousness, our level of awareness, and our connection to source, so we can then radiate that out 24/7. We don't even have to do anything for it. We just radiate that out 24/7. And this for me is such a dream come true, that just by being here on this planet, I am radiating consciousness and awareness. And let me tell you, I still have a long way to go as far as my consciousness is concerned. But just by being and living here on this planet, I am impacting more and more and more people around the world. So as we deepen our level of awareness, our consciousness, we impact all of those around us. And I have set that intention for years, and look how it's come to fruition. I am now coming into a state of consciousness and awareness, or at least this is what we're working toward, where I don't have to do anything to be able to facilitate what I have always wanted to facilitate. Do you get how powerful that is? So it has taken years to come to fruition, but I have always been working on that intention. I've always been putting myself out there to facilitate that intention of bringing consciousness and awareness to more and more people around the world. So set a powerful intention. What is your ultimate intention for your life and for the impact that you want to have in the world? This is critical to what you eventually achieve and facilitate for yourself and everybody else. Now, this may be a little bit hard to grasp, but this came to me just this week, actually, that if you are worried about the money, that you're playing too small. Now, I kind of sort of got it, but I really got it this week. And you may be in a situation where you're going, well, what the hell? What the hell do you expect me to do? I've got bills to pay. I've got a mortgage to pay. I've got rent to pay. I've got kids to feed. I've got a family who has more and more and more demands on my resources that just seem to be less and less and less and less. And unfortunately, this is the unfortunate part, that currently, we live in a system that is actually designed for us to fail financially. It's nothing to do with you. You are plugged into a system that is designed for you to fail financially, because as the masses struggle with money, they're not focusing on self-empowerment. They're not focusing on being the best they can possibly be, on reconnecting with universal source, universal power, and channeling that power to create an incredible impact throughout the world. Because here's the thing, you have the ability to change the world, whether it be just in your local environment, or not just, but whether it be in your local environment with your friends and family, whether it be on a community scale, whether it be on a state scale, on a national scale, on an international scale. You have the power within you to change the world. But as long as the system has you plugged in and worrying about money and where it's going to come from, then you're playing small. And you can't be that bigger version of who you are. It's time to, if you've been worrying about money for a long time, how's that working for you? Is that changing your situation? Is that helping you to overcome the struggle with money? What would happen if you were to just hand that over? Hand that over to the puzzle of the universe and go, you know what, I need you to take care of this, because I need to play a bigger game. So while you're tapping, I want you to say, I'm ready to release all my money worries. I'm ready to stop worrying about money. I know money is essential to my existence, but I'm ready to play a bigger game. Universe, I need you to take care of this money thing for me, because I'm not doing very well at it. I don't understand the money game. I know that it's a force of great stress in my life. And I don't really know how to make money work for me. So universe, I'm handing it over to you. I'm ready for you to take care of this money equation, so I can focus on bigger things. So I can focus on being the best that I can possibly be. On stepping into my true power. On living a life of joy and abundance and happiness. I'm dropping all my worries about money. Releasing all the stress and anxiety. And trusting that I will know exactly what to do to facilitate having an abundance of money in my life. Because I know I deserve it. I know I deserve to have so much more money and financial freedom in my life. So I'm handing that over to the universe, and I'm not going to worry about it anymore. Okay, keep tapping, take a deep breath. This does not mean that you do not take action. It means you release the stress and the worry about it, and you allow the inspiration, you allow yourself to get into the zone So you just know what to do, how to do it, when to do it. The right people come to you, the right situations turn up. Things just magically unfold before you as you move through life to help you to solve the money equation, no matter where you're at with money. Whether you're struggling with money, whether you feel like you've got it sorted, there's always more that we can be, do, and have in every area of our lives, including money. So it's time to stop playing small and time to start playing a much bigger game. And this is actually a new slide that I just threw in this morning. And, you know, I'm not a massive Star Wars fan. I love the movies. And I did go to see the recent Star Wars movie, Rogue One, which is a lot of fun. And there was a line in that movie that was, and it wasn't "May the Force be with you." It was "Trust the Force." Trust the Force. The Force, that universal source of power, is strong in you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have been attracted to this presentation. You wouldn't be watching it. You wouldn't be sitting through my ramblings for 60 minutes to an hour. And the force is strong with you. I want you now, while you're tapping, keep tapping, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to acknowledge that force that you were born from. The force comes from the source that you were born from. It is in you. It is flowing through you constantly. So I want you to really tune into it now. Tune into that force. Acknowledge it. Accept that that force is the essence of who you are. Suspend all disbelief and know that that force has the power to create anything. As it comes through you, it elevates you to such high levels of power that when you leverage it, anything is possible. Anything is possible. So repeat after me. I choose to know that the force is strong within me. The force of abundance. The force of universal power. I choose to embrace that force now. I choose to embrace the force of universal power within me. I choose to acknowledge it and accept it. I feel its presence. That universal force has always been there, waiting to be unleashed. I choose to suspend all disbelief right now and acknowledge this universal force and unleash it in the world. The force that is love. The force that is compassion. The force that is freedom. The force that is abundance. The force that is peace. The force that is pure joy. The force that is the essence of who I am. I'm ready to unleash it now. And I choose to allow it to be the guiding force of my life. I choose to take command of my life right now. I choose to take command of this force right now. I honor it for the powerful force that it is. And I am ready to command it in my life. So I can control the direction and results that I achieve from this day forward. I love knowing that the force is strong within me. And I love knowing that I have command of this force and command of my life. Okay, taking a deep breath, continuing to tap, continuing to feel that powerful force surging through you, knowing that when you decide to command it, that it's a game changer. It is a game changer. So this quickly, I need to speed up now because as always, I have gone on way too long. So the story of the Golden Buddha is in 1957. It's a true story about a monastery in Thailand in 1957. And there was a clay Buddha in the monastery. And they were moving to a new monastery. And they had to move this clay Buddha. But as they went to move it, one of the monks noticed a crack in the clay. So not wanting to damage the Buddha, they decided to abandon their efforts for the day and reevaluate the situation tomorrow and see what they were going to do about it, how they were going to move this Buddha without it cracking and falling apart. So they left for the afternoon. And later that night, a monk came back. He felt compelled to go back to the Buddha. He was curious about this crack, and he took a flashlight with him. And as he was surveying this big clay Buddha, he was running his torch over it, and something flashed from behind the crack. He saw this flash, which elevated his curiosity even more. And he walked up to the Buddha, and he was looking at that crack, and there was definitely something in behind the crack that was gleaming back at him. So he took a chance, and he started to chip away and pull away the clay from that was breaking open. And as he chipped away, he stepped back after a little while, and he realized that underneath the clay Buddha was a golden Buddha. So hundreds of years previous, there had been an attack on the monastery of monks, this monastery of monks. And they knew that the attack was imminent. So rather than risk these pillagers who were coming in to just pillage the monastery getting a hold of this golden Buddha, they decided to cover it in clay. So they worked tirelessly to cover this Buddha in clay so that when the pillagers arrived, they thought that the clay Buddha was of no value, and they left it alone. Unfortunately, they killed all the monks in the monastery. So there was nobody to tell the story of the golden Buddha inside the clay Buddha. And this golden Buddha lay hidden and undiscovered for several hundred years until this moment that the monks, this crack had appeared, and the monks chipped away at the clay to reveal the golden Buddha. And this is a great analogy for who you are, because inside of you, in your essence, is the golden Buddha. You came in with this inside of you. You are the golden Buddha. But over the years, with the conditioning and the belief systems and the paradigms and the fears and the doubts, you've covered up the golden Buddha with the clay. And now it's time to chip away. And you can chip away slowly, or you can chip away really fast. Things like EFT, the processes that I use, the sound healing, instant miracle technique, peace process, the work by Byron Katie. I'm a big fan of her process called The Work. Is all about chipping away the clay to reveal the golden Buddha underneath, the power of who and essence of who you are underneath that clay. And you can, as I said, do it fast or do it slow. It's up to you. So the fastest way that I have found is by finding somebody to help me facilitate chipping away the belief systems, to help me to find those belief systems, because most of them are hidden from us, to find the belief systems that have molded that clay, to be able to release them, let them go, to reveal the golden Buddha underneath. And if, you can chip away a certain amount on your own, but when you get other people working with you in unison to chip away at that clay, man, you work so much faster. There is so much power in working with others, in collaborating with others, to chip away at that clay, to reveal the golden Buddha underneath, that you will get there so much faster if you work with other people. And that may be somebody who works with you on your emotional stuff. It may be a coach, a mentor. It may be a friend that you work with, but collaborate. Make sure you are collaborating. It may be a mastermind group. It may be business colleagues of yours that you work with to chip away at that clay to reveal the golden Buddha underneath. Now, this is another new slide that I put in for today's presentation. And this is a really terrific way to help to reveal that golden Buddha. Now, you can see these two pictures here are vastly different. On the left-hand side, you have Usain Bolt. And Usain Bolt is obviously massively successful runner, the most successful, fastest runner in the world ever. And Usain Bolt, you can see there, this is a natural response to anybody who wins. You'll see players on a field, tennis players. Tennis was my favorite game to watch. Tennis players, when they win, they will throw their rackets down and throw their hands in the air in elation. This is an expansive state. This is making yourself bigger and more expansive. And this pose is incredibly powerful. It is owning who you truly are. When we go into fear and stress and anxiety, the photo on the right hand side, sadness, we contract, we make ourselves smaller, we try to hide away, and this is a really disempowering pose. It's a pose of protection. It's a pose of fear. It's a limiting belief pose. It's all the things that you don't want. So here's something that you can try. You can try it right now. So what I want you to do is just make yourself really small and contract. Roll yourself into a little ball. When people are desperately sad, they roll themselves and sob in the fetal position. It's when we feel most vulnerable. So roll yourself into a little ball. Just roll your arms in, roll your head in over the top of your arms. You know, I find myself rocking. It's almost like I'm trying to comfort myself when I'm in that position, because I'm doing it too. So really notice how you feel. Do you feel powerful, or do you feel disempowered? Okay, now roll yourself out. Throw your arms out wide. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Spread them wide. Notice how that feels. Do you feel powerless or powerful? Do you feel charged up? Or do you feel like you're lacking energy? Really hold that position and notice how your psychology changes when you change your physiology. So it is time to throw your arms open wide and embrace your power, embrace the world, and to step out with confidence in the world, knowing who you truly are and embracing your true power. So if you ever feel in that state of feeling small, feeling powerless, throw your arms up in the air, or you can adopt what's called the Superwoman pose, which is putting your hands on your hips, putting your legs out at shoulder width apart, standing up straight and tall, throwing your head back. That's the Superwoman pose. So you can either do that, or you can throw your arms out wide and hold that for 2 minutes. And notice how your psychology changes. This is a way of changing state. Changing state is something that Anthony Robbins is obviously a master at, is helping people to change state. And you have the ability to do that yourself. And you can do it with EFT, you can do it with your physiology, you can do it by by dancing, putting some great music on and dancing, you will change your state. You will do it by changing your thought patterns. When you notice that your thoughts are running away with you in a negative thought pattern, just change state and go, I'm not doing that. I am not giving in to those negative thoughts. And consciously throw in positive thoughts. It will change state. But physiology is an incredibly powerful way. You change your physiology, you will naturally change the way you think. When you walk into a place, walk in with your head up high. Hold yourself. Fake it till you make it if you need to, but make sure that when you walk in a room, people notice. So your physiology, your posture is incredibly important. Even when you're working, sit up straight, don't slump. So here we go, 3 steps, simple steps. We're getting to the pointy end very, very soon. Keep tapping because you are setting yourself up for huge transformation. So 3 simple steps. Make a decision. Make a definitive decision as to what you want to achieve in your life. This is your life we're talking about. So decide with great clarity what you want. And that decision needs to be completely unchallengeable. Don't even know that's a word. But you are so definitive into your decision that you are going to achieve this vision of yours no matter what. And the vision is your vision for your future. It's not anybody else's vision for your future. What we are taught to do since we're very, very small when we come into this world is we're taught to conform. We're taught to do what society expects us to do, to achieve what society expects us to achieve, to be who society expects us to be. So it's time to break out of conforming and to refuse to conform. So decide what you want for your life and don't dumb it down and go, well, what I want is not possible, so I'm going to go for something less. Decide what you really want and know that people underestimate what they can achieve in the long term. They underestimate what they can achieve over several years. They overestimate what they can achieve in a few months. So decide on your vision and make a definitive decision. It is uncompromising. That's the word I was looking for. You are uncompromising in your decision for what you want in your life. Right here, right now. What the hell is that? What difference do you want to make in the world? What impact? What legacy do you want to leave? What do you want for your future? What lifestyle do you want to live? What relationships do you want to have? What kind of health do you want to have? Where do you want to be? What do you want to be doing? Really definitive decision. Get very, very clear on what you want. If you are not clear, you're on a road to nowhere. You're just going to run around in circles, going nowhere. So make a definitive decision. The next step, and this is the trickiest step, is to get into alignment. Get into alignment with what you want. And this is on several different levels. So alignment is vibrational alignment. So it's vibrational alignment with your vision for the future. So everything is vibration. You are vibration. You are emitting vibrational frequency all the time. And what you attract into your life, this is the law of attraction, what you attract into your life is a response to the vibrational frequency that you are emitting. So if you're emitting a vibrational frequency of uncertainty, of fear, stress and anxiety, of anger, then you are going to get circumstances and situations that just reflect that vibration back to you. What you put out, you get back in response. It is a cycle. It's just a continuous circle. So it's elevating your vibrational state so you are in alignment with what you want. It's getting in emotional alignment. So it's very similar. Your emotions are actually determine your vibration. So it's getting in your emotional alignment with what you want. So when you think of your vision, how does that make you feel? Do you expand into an emotional state when you think about your vision? This is why visualization and vision boards are so incredibly powerful. They put you in an elevated emotional and vibrational state. So you are vibrating at a frequency that is in alignment with what you want. And then it's putting yourself in a mental state, in a mentally focused state, in a strong mental state that tells you that you can have anything that you want, the confidence that you need, the self-determination to know that you can achieve anything that you want, the mental state of alignment. So how do you do that? Well, firstly, we've already spoken about it. You release the resistance. You release the fears, the doubts, the limiting beliefs, the negative emotions. You use emotional freedom technique and sound healing and emotion and the work or instant miracle technique, which I do with my clients all the time. These things help you to release the fears and doubts and all the resistance that you've got going on. Any negativity that you feel, if you feel expansive and in flow, you're in alignment. If you feel contracted or negative anyway, so angry, doubtful, sad, stressed, anxious, all of those emotions, they're resistance. They're all resistance. So it's chipping away at that resistance, just like you chip away at the clay around the golden Buddha. You chip away at that resistance, and you can do that fast or you can do that slow. That is totally your choice. You collaborate, you do it much faster. Your values are really, really important. Are your values in alignment with your vision, and your vision in alignment with your values? Do you even know what your values are? Your values is what's most important to you, and you will always act in alignment and accordance with your values. So it's working out what's most important to you and making sure that your values are in alignment with you achieving your vision. Because if they're not, then again, you're going to just be on this wheel, this cycle that stops you from achieving whatever you want. It is increasing in self-confidence and self-esteem, knowing and trusting that you have everything within you, that all the pieces of the puzzle are there, that you have the strength, the power, and the knowledge and the skills and the talent and the gifts to be able to achieve whatever you put your mind to. It's knowing who you truly are. It's leveraging your unconscious competence, your gifts, the talents that you came in with. It's leveraging the knowledge that you've picked up out of everything that you've done over the years, the skills that you've developed. And it's knowing within yourself just how powerful you are. That is my mission, is to help you to really connect to and acknowledge just how powerful you truly are. Because once you know that, that is a game changer. That changes everything. Once you know how powerful you are from within, you no longer have to worry and stress and feel fear and anxiety about your future. You just know that you have the power to overcome any challenge and to achieve whatever you want. Knowing yourself is a key component of being in alignment and achieving your vision for your future. Be authentically you. As I said, we are brought up to conform, to be what society expects us to be, to put our authentic self aside for the greater good. But it's not for the greater good. What we're taught, why we're taught to conform, is so we're not powerful. Again, it comes back to the higher echelon of society, the real the people who are driving this world. And I'm not talking about all wealthy people. I'm talking about the people who are in control of the world. And then we get in conspiracy theories and all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. But the people at the very, very top who control the systems of the world, because the systems of the world are going to collapse, people. They no longer serve our global move into consciousness. And believe me, we are moving into consciousness. You can be at the tip of the wave, riding this wave of consciousness and abundance and this new freedom that is coming in, or you can wait for the next wave to come and be on the next wave. But the wave is coming, and you can either choose to be on it now, or you can choose to be swamped by it if you want and do nothing and just be swamped by the wave of abundance and consciousness that's coming. Because the people who aren't ready and who don't choose to step up and be authentic and own their power, they are going to get swamped. And it doesn't mean that that it's going to be all bad. It just means that you're going to have to pick yourself up and shake yourself off and get on the next wave. But wouldn't you prefer to be on the wave right now, to get on the wave right now and ride this wave of consciousness in? And the people who have been driving the repression of humanity and who have been constructing the systems that keep us repressed, mate, they're gone. They are out of here. Have you noticed that the world is starting to rebel against the systems that have been keeping them repressed? So it's time to be authentically you. Only you can be the person that you are. It's time to be that and stop conforming and stop being what everybody else expects you to be, and step up and not be afraid to show your authentic self to the world. Focus on your vision. So important. Focus on your vision for your future and the future of the world. This is how you achieve more than you can possibly imagine, is through your focus. And knowing that as you set your intention on your vision and you stay focused, that anything and everything is possible, that you can achieve more than you could possibly imagine. You will mow that vision down when you are relentlessly focused and aligned with what you want. The third step in achieving more abundance and success is to take action, and not just any action, inspired action. So I was guilty of this for so long, just doing, because that was what I was told I had to do. So long as I was doing something, I was doing what I was meant to be doing. But you can do so much that will not get you any closer to where you want to be. It's a wheel. It's like being on the hamster wheel when you're just doing. You're relentlessly taking action and you're not getting anywhere. It's because it's not coming from the source. It's not coming from a place of inspiration. But when you get in alignment, and it doesn't mean you sit on your tushy just waiting for grace and inspiration to fall on you, you take the next logical step. So you set your intention and you take the next logical step towards your vision. And then inspiration will actually come into you, and you will take the step that you were inspired to take. And then you take the next step that you were inspired to take. Some of those steps may actually not seem to be very logical. A lot of the things that I have done in the past, I look at them now and I think, well, that didn't actually get me the result that I wanted, but that particular step, that action, that course, that coach got me to this place, which got me to that place, which got me to that place, which got me to this place, which kind of was the scenic route in a way, but it got me to where I needed to be. And by taking inspired action, you are in flow. You are in the zone when you are taking inspired action. It is joyful. It is a sense of freedom. It is just knowing that you're in the right place at the right time. It is just a feeling of, it's delicious, to be honest with you. I love that word. It's just really delicious when you are taking inspired action, and time just seems to disappear when you are doing what you love, when you are leveraging your unconscious competence, when you are taking inspired action. So they're the three steps. You need to decide, make a definitive decision, an uncompromising decision on what you want. You need to get in alignment, all those things that I spoke about, and take inspired action. They're the three things to achieving more abundance and success. So this is where you get to make a choice. Now, I am going to do the sound healing very, very soon, so we can wrap it up at 9:30. So thank you for your patience and thank you for sticking with me. I do hope that you have found this valuable and that you are still tapping, because there is an activation coming for you that is just minutes away. So I'm not going to spend long on this, but this is the Activating Your Abundance program. So the thing is that you can do this on your own. You can absolutely do this on your own. You have universal force and power and source within you, but you don't have to, because I've got to tell you that doing it on your own is the long way round. Doing it on your own is having to chip away at the clay on that board a little bit by little bit by little bit by little bit. When you collaborate and you join with others and you work with somebody to help you chip away at that clay, you can fast track your success, your abundance, achieving your vision for your future, being all that you can be, living life in the zone, experiencing such a delicious, sweet experience of life, of freedom, of joy, of happiness. And that is what I am determined to facilitate for you. I am seriously determined to facilitate for you in this program, which is the Activation of Abundance program. I've got the Avalanche of Abundance program because that's kind of what it was called up until yesterday, until I received this inspiration overnight. So it is the activation, the Abundance Activation program. It is 6 months of group coaching. So it is 2 90-minute calls per month with the group, and the group is actually a collective force. So as we come together as a group, we bring a force that multiplies into the equation, and I will be working with people individually on each call, doing EFT, sound healing, and peace process, and instant miracle technique that I learned in the States a couple of years ago. And there'll also be another call once a month, which will be a meditation and sound healing call to elevate your consciousness, to activate the power that is within you, to activate the abundance that is within you. So the whole 6 months, you will be charging forward to activating your greatness, to activating the abundance and the force of the universe that lies within you. That is the whole purpose of this program, which means it will put you in a place where you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. I will also be giving you guidance on the next step to take for you. You can ask questions not only on the call, but in the Facebook group, where I will be often every single day answering questions, doing videos, sharing with you insights, and just helping you to move forward at a much faster pace than you have in the past. So when I have personally worked with a coach, I have just moved forward myself. My personal growth and development has accelerated. My progress in my business has accelerated. Everything just moves a whole lot more quickly than when I've tried to do it on my own. And having that support of a coach and a group is just so incredibly important to achieving what you want. So the first call will be 8 o'clock on Tuesday, the 17th of January. That is Australian Eastern Standard Time. You will need to check what time that is where you are. And I am limiting each group to just 10 people. So if I get more than 10 people who take advantage of this, I will start another group. But there will be just 10 people on each call in each group. So if you're ready to take advantage of that, until the 1st of January, I'm actually putting out a major campaign over the next few weeks leading up to this program that is going to expand the exposure of this program. So it will be $997 full payment for the 6 months, or it's now $497 up until the 1st of January in the US. So that's the 2nd of January in Australia. So if you pay up front and make the full payment, it's $87 discount, and you receive a bonus one-on-one call with me, which I now charge $497 for a one-on-one call with me, a one-on-one coaching session, where I help you to make massive breakthroughs and get huge clarity and clear away so much stuff. So that's valued at $497. So when you pay up front right now, up until the 1st of January, you actually get the full value just in the one-on-one call that we will have. Option 2 is the installment payments, and they are currently at $97 a month. When it comes out next month, in a few days' time, it will be $197 a month. So it's 6 payments of $97. And in order to take advantage of the program, go to pitbullmindset.com/avalanche-of-abundance. It's on your screen right now. So go and check it out. And if you want, you can also still get, for the next couple of weeks, you can still get a call with me, just a one-on-one call. If you don't want the group coaching, if you want to explore maybe one-on-one coaching with me, premium coaching with me, then you can still get a one-on-one call with me at just $47. So from $497 down to $47. So that doesn't get you into the program, but that does get you a one-on-one call with me. So I will send out that link to you when I send out the link to this replay of this call. And the other offer, so that's 2 offers that I have for you today. The other offer is, this is what's included, and this is what you will gain from being a part of the activation, the abundance activation program. It's getting clarity on your vision for the future. It's living in the zone. It's activating the force of abundance and greatness within you. So releasing the blocks to abundance and success, aligning with abundance and success, getting into a space of allowing. So you're not pushing, you're not struggling, you're not making it harder than it needs to be. You will increase your confidence. You'll increase the flow of inspiration and creativity, your connection with your true self. It's acknowledging, accepting, and owning the universal power within, and giving you guidance to what action you need to take to achieve your vision, and so much more. So that's what you will get out of this program. When you turn up, you've got to show up, of course, and you've got to be determined to play full out. You will get the recordings. If you don't turn up to any of the sessions, you will actually get the recordings of the sessions to download and keep for forever and ever and ever. So that's another advantage of being involved in this. You get to take advantage of all of these calls and the sound healing that I'll be sending out to you, and the meditations that I'll be doing, and the processes that I'll be doing for a lifetime. These last for a lifetime, and they will continue to give for a lifetime. So now, if you're not a part of the Tapping into Abundance program, it's 21 days of free videos of abundance tapping. So if you're not ready for the group coaching program, then make sure that you join the abundance tapping program, and that is just pitbullmindset.com/abundance-tapping. So go and register your details there. There's a thriving Facebook community that I am active in quite regularly, helping people and answering their questions. So that's, as I said, totally free. That's a no-brainer. Go and take advantage of that. Now we get to the sound healing to activate the force of abundance in you. Now, I'm just going to double check and make sure there are no questions in the, no, nobody's actually come and said any questions at this stage on the live call. If you are listening to the replay, then please go to my Facebook page if you have any questions, Pitbull Mindset, and I will check on the Facebook page to see if there are any questions there regarding this presentation. Now remember, I will be doing this presentation again live in the the end of this week, but the price for the program will go up. It will more than double. So what I want you to do now is I need to change my microphone over. So I get my good microphone settings. Hopefully you can still hear me. The system is saying that you can still hear me. So what we're going to do now is activate the force of abundance within you. Are you ready for that? All right, I want you to set the intention. I'm just going to take a minute to set myself up. So I'm going to mute myself for a second. Okay, so we are ready to rock and roll and create this activation for you. So set the intention. Set the intention for a powerful activation of abundance and universal power with ease and grace, always with ease and grace, to be activated within you now and to unfold over the coming hours, days, weeks, and months in your life. Stepping into your true power, reconnecting with the source and activating that power of the source within you so you can make 2017 your best year ever. Feel the force flowing within you, through you, of you, for you, by you. Shinto prekansia to elia mensa katia lona. Itza prekantia to elia mansa tatia prazzotia mea katsia nananda.
Shinza mealia kut sentia manta tergiezza tonia rencia shanta. Reilanan seinan sa shantile. Meila lanza shui lanza andrilati. Shainat Santare. In Shananti, in Seima, Shiat Brenia Cansiatona, Kia la Paranzia Coniamenda. Etsia traia cotia la lanza cotia prena chiazza talia paranza shante ila manta. Ietsa trake ila cannia cozza tria la santa tozia scenta. Manca chicolia setia pranta. Iatsama etia prala sosciante ila consiama. Etsia trela cazzia namanta totrenzia shanta e ila. Senza miata, Dotsa treila. Shansantiko ila kiana mensatrata. Otsa shia. Minsampra e shinsantiala. Otsiama. Dretsi shanta kolia. 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 Shinsamandala. Etsia pranta. Nehapa. Nitsa prakialata. Etsa prikianta soha. Ia. Menta. Shitsala. 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 And just sitting quietly for a moment. Feeling that force, that universal power surging through you. Aligning yourself with abundance, with peace, with your vision for your future. Knowing that that universal power is with you always. All you need to do is tune into it and unleash it in your life. And gently bringing your awareness back into the room. And taking a deep breath. Okay, how are you doing? Well done. If you have stayed for the full 90 minutes, I congratulate you. It's not easy to stick around on a webinar for 60 minutes, let alone 90. So I do honor you and congratulate you, and know that there has been an activation for you today. An activation of the force within you, the abundance, the power that you have. And it's now up to you to take this out into the world and leverage it. And you're, from here on in, know that you are capable of achieving absolutely any vision that you set for yourself. So now it's time to go and get real clarity around what you want. Make a decision. Do whatever you need to do to get in alignment, and then take inspired action. And remember, I'm here to help you. And what you have experienced today is just the tip of the iceberg in what you will experience over 6 months of the coaching that I'm going to be working with people over the next 6 months, starting on the 17th of January. And that special offer really is only until the 1st of January next year, which is just a few days away. That is in the States, so in the United States. So if you want to take advantage of that, get on it now. And if you're feeling really limited right now, choose to expand. If you feel like, I haven't got the resources, or maybe you don't think it's for you, that's fine. Go and find somebody who is. But if you're feeling like your resources are limited, choose right here, right now, to stop saying I can't and start saying how can I? Because you have this universal force within you. It is activated. And it is time to step up and stop being limited by your limited thinking, by the perception that you don't have what you need right here, right now, to take what you need to do what you need to do. If you feel called to do this course, then find a way to do this coaching. Then I invite you and encourage you to find a way. And I know that that can be tough. I know there were times when I just felt like I couldn't stretch myself any further. And but when it was really important, when I knew that this was what the opportunity that was presented to me was for me, I found a way. And you have an opportunity right now to fast track your abundance and your success in the coming 6 months. And if you're ready, then you know. Tune in intuitively. You know if this is for you. Then check it out.
and I will send out the link in the when I send out the recording of this call. So check it out. If not, go and join the Tapping into Abundance program. But just remember, this special is only on for another few days. It will go away. So that's it from me. That's the end of the show. I really hope you've enjoyed this. I would love it if you would go to my Facebook page, Pitbull Mindset, and give any feedback that you've got. You can always send me an email at marguerita@pitbullmindset.com. And thank you so much for honouring me with your presence. Have an exceptional day, a wonderful new year. I do hope to work with you in the new year to fast track your success. And I'm going to sign off now. And actually go and put on, I'm going to open the door and go and put on something really cool because it is really hot. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Bye, everybody. Hope to see you in the program. Have a great day. And yeah, just know just how powerful you are. Bye.